Sell everything and invest. Smart or stupid? The idea of selling everything you own and investing it in the stock market, real estate, or cryptocurrency might sound like an adventurous way to achieve wealth, but is it really smart or just a risky gamble? On the surface, the concept of putting all your resources into investments may seem like a fast track to riches, but the reality is far more complex. Let's break down this strategy and assess whether it's a brilliant move or a potentially disastrous one. The appeal of selling everything and investing. At its core, the appeal of selling everything and investing lies in the potential for exponential returns. Many people have heard stories of individuals who made millions by investing in real estate, stocks, or cryptocurrency at just the right moment. The idea that you could take a lump sum of cash, invest it, and watch it grow rapidly is tempting, especially in a world where the financial system often feels unpredictable and out of reach. Moreover, this strategy is often motivated by the desire to escape the rat race. People want to quit their 9-to-5 jobs and build wealth on their own terms. If you sell everything, you could theoretically be free from financial burdens like mortgage payments, car loans, or credit card debt. This sense of financial freedom and independence is a powerful motivator. But the truth behind selling everything and investing is not always as glamorous as it seems. Here's why this strategy might be a lot riskier than it looks. The risks of selling everything and investing. You're betting everything on one outcome. When you sell everything and invest, you are essentially putting all your eggs in one basket. Even though some investments can yield high returns, they also come with the possibility of significant loss. The stock market, real estate, and cryptocurrency markets are notoriously volatile, and a sudden downturn could wipe out everything you've invested. If you don't have the luxury of a financial safety net, such as a stable job or emergency savings, this strategy could put you in a dangerous financial situation. If your investments take a hit, you may not have the resources to recover. Lack of diversification. Diversification is one of the key principles of sound investing. Spreading your money across different asset classes, such as stocks, bonds, real estate, and cash, helps to mitigate risk. By selling everything you own and investing in a single asset class, you're exposing yourself to the full brunt of any negative market movements. For example, if you sell everything and pour all your money into tech stocks, you are highly dependent on the tech industry's performance. If the sector crashes, your entire portfolio could follow suit. Having a diversified portfolio allows you to weather downturns in one sector while benefiting from growth in another. You may lose your safety. One of the biggest risks of selling everything is losing your safety net, your assets. Many people have a house or car that provides both comfort and stability. If you sell everything and invest it, you risk putting yourself in a precarious position without the safety and security that comes from owning assets like property or even a paid-off car. Selling your home, for example, might give you a lump sum of cash to invest, but it also means that you'll no longer have a place to live. If your investments go south, this could lead to an even worse situation than when you started. You might miss out on compound growth from stable assets. Not all investments have to be high risk to yield substantial returns. Stable investments, such as dividend-paying stocks, bonds, or real estate, can generate compound growth over time, which means your money grows exponentially without you having to take massive risks. By selling everything and investing in more volatile assets, you might miss out on the benefits of these stable long-term growth options. Compound interest is often referred to as the eighth wonder of the world, and it can provide steady returns over time without the need for dramatic market movements. When might it be a smart move? Though selling everything and investing might sound reckless, there are certain scenarios where this strategy could be considered more rational. For example, you have a high risk tolerance and the ability to recover. If you're young, have few financial obligations, and are willing to take on significant risk, selling everything to invest might be more reasonable. This is especially true if you have a high tolerance for market volatility and have the ability to recover financially if things go wrong. In this case, your potential for making significant gains might outweigh the risks, particularly if you're investing in high-growth sectors like technology or cryptocurrency. You have a solid investment strategy if you have done thorough research, created a sound investment plan, and have a diversified portfolio. Selling everything to invest could make sense as a part of a long-term strategy. However, this strategy should still be used cautiously, and you should always have a solid risk management plan in place. For example, you could choose to sell some assets, e.g., a second car or personal items, in order to invest in a portfolio of stocks, bonds, and real estate. The key here is not to put everything into one high-risk investment, but to spread your capital across a mix of assets that you believe will perform well in the long run. You are financially independent and have strong backup plans if you've already achieved financial independence and have multiple streams of income. Selling everything to invest might be a reasonable way to further grow your wealth. In this case, you are financially stable enough to afford some risk and have backup plans in place if your investments don't perform as expected. How to make it a smarter move? If you decide to sell everything and invest, there are several steps you can take to make this strategy smarter and more sustainable. Diversify your investments. Rather than investing everything in one place, focus on creating a diversified portfolio. Mix low-risk investments like bonds and dividend-paying stocks with higher-risk assets like real estate or cryptocurrencies. This approach helps to spread risk and provide stability in case one market takes a downturn. Keep emergency savings even. If you sell most of your assets, it's important to keep a portion of your money in liquid assets, such as cash or easily accessible accounts, to cover emergencies. Don't put every cent into the market. Having an emergency fund will provide a cushion if things don't go according to plan. Educate yourself and get advice before making any major financial decisions. Educate yourself about the markets, the assets you plan to invest in, and the risks involved. Consider speaking with a financial advisor to help you navigate these decisions and create a plan that suits your long-term goals. Conclusion: selling everything and investing may sound like a shortcut to wealth, but the risks often outweigh the potential rewards. While it may work in certain situations, it's not a strategy that should be taken lightly. For most people, taking a balanced approach that includes diversification, ongoing financial education, and a focus on long-term growth is a more reliable path to financial success. Keep in mind that wealth is rarely built overnight, and the journey to financial freedom is a marathon, not a sprint.